as a multinational, contributing fairly to society through paying your taxes is as important as ever. It is actually a UN Sustainable Development Goal, and no surprises, your clients and consumers take notice more than ever that companies are doing the right thing.
Hans, thanks for taking the time today.
Yes,
it's a big day for you today, eh?
It definitely is, Stefan. Pretty exciting to be able to finally tell everybody what we've been up to. Well, not in the least with your support.
major milestone, I guess. So congrats to that.
Thanks a lot.
And from our point of view, we wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about your company today. Maybe to kick things off, you could explain what Loc.tax does in 20 seconds.
All right, so Loc.tax is a collaborative tax management platform, and we're doing it for fast scaling multinational companies. And so it means that the goal is with our operating system, the tax operating system, to empower the internal tax teams to stay on top of the ever increasing international tax workload in a more compliant, efficient, and sustainable way.
In your view, Hans, what is the biggest challenge that multinational entities face when it comes to compliance and tax?
Yeah. So, well, international tax has always been pretty hard because of the multi-jurisdictional nature, complexity, you need to coordinate work and so on and so on. But the thing is that complexity is just increasing ever and ever and ever. And it's because, governments across the globe are trying to increasingly make sure that multinationals contribute their fair share of taxation. And when you think of it, makes total sense. I mean, societies will need the income from taxes to rebuild the economies once we get out of this pandemic situation. So expect more enforced transparency, expect more challenging reporting standards, and without proper tooling, this additional regulatory burden will be pretty tough to handle.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned in one of our calls that one crucial component of your product is version control.
Mm-hmm.
How does this support companies in overcoming these burdens?
Yeah, sure. It's a good question. So handling taxes is not only about being compliant. So it's also about proactively designing the future shape of your organization, because you need to keep it aligned with business changes, acquisitions, and so on, but also changing regulations. And so we've observed that, bizarrely, for tax, there are no systems out there that allow stakeholders to work together in a sandboxed environment where they can basically architect changes, subsequently implement them, and having all of that done in a way that is tracked and documented in a contemporaneous fashion. And so why is that last bit important? It's because oversight by tax authorities is important and is also part of the future standards of regulation. And so the technical notion of version control makes all of that possible. And it's been proven very, very effectively in the software and graphic design industry. So we're porting over those concepts and bringing that to tax.
Mm-hmm. Another topic you keep talking about a lot is good corporate tax practice. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. This is a major one. So this is about responsible tax principles. And so again, as a multinational, contributing fairly to society through paying your taxes is as important as ever. It is actually a UN Sustainable Development Goal, and no surprises, your clients and consumers take notice more than ever that companies are doing the right thing. So again, it's being a responsible corporate citizen is more than being just compliant. It's again about accountability. It's about the structuring choices you make. It's about working constructively with tax authorities and also being transparent about how you contribute. So all of that is easier said than done, because the way you need basically the systems and the operations in place to be prepared to do all of that stuff. And so the good news is that Loc.tax platform has been designed from the ground up to support and operationalize all of that.
Cool. You're talking about the tax authorities already, and looking at somehow the other side of the equation, the administration side. The level of incorporating digitization into their processes differs quite a lot based on the country you're dealing with. And imagining multinational companies, this of course presents a set of challenges for those.
Yeah.
How does Loc.tax play into this when it comes to dealing with these challenges?
Yeah, so it's a good observation, Stefan. So the divergence in operational details per country is definitely a reality. But if you take a slightly higher level view, you see that authorities are fundamentally after the same stuff. They're seeking compliance, they're seeking transparency, they're seeking constructive collaboration. And so with Loc.tax, we actually aim to get sorted those higher level topics, make sure you get nailed that operationally. And so once you've got that in place, it becomes much easier to flow down the data in essentially a localized reporting standard. But everything starts with getting it right at the higher level, and that's what we're all about.
What are the next major milestones for you and Loc.tax? Looking ahead a little bit.
Yeah. Now that the funding is taken care of, we're very, very happy to again be able to focus really seriously again on customer centricity. So we aspire with Loc.tax to deliver a user experience that goes quite beyond what you see in typical corporate software, especially in the tax world. And so that means that we are really super motivated to work closely with our first clients to make sure that we're going to make them spectacularly successful at international tax. And so from that point, we're going to make sure that we support them with the most pressing tax jobs to be done. And just to name a few, we're looking into supporting digital service taxes across the world, tax 6, transfer pricing, and all sorts of related topics. So we're not about to get anytime soon bored or anything. So
I didn't expect that. Exciting times ahead, Hans. Thanks a lot for the transparency, for taking the time, for sharing your thoughts with us. And
thanks for having me and for the support. It's really greatly appreciated. Thanks to have you on our